Oh, hello everybody. This is Carla and welcome back to the studio. And thank you for joining me for another episode where I do a box opening and I create one of each project of my monthly paper pumpkin kit. So I want to apologize up front if I sound like I'm a little frustrated. I am. Because I just got done filming the paper pumpkin video, and whereas the video altogether was like about 53 minutes long, for some reason, partially through it on my laptop, everything froze up, but yet my phone was still recording, and yet what I see when I go to play back is only like 23 minutes. So here we go, starting over. This time I'm a little more prepared. I kind of pulled out the bits and the pieces and the parts and all that for each of the cards. So hopefully this second time around it's gonna go a little bit quicker. So with that, let me start off. So the kit that we're doing this month, this is the April Inked Occasions kit. The subscription period for this had ended on April 10th, and usually on the 11th, that's when they would process the payment, and then within like a day or two, it's then shipped out. Now, this one got to me late. I did receive this, well, supposedly received this Tuesday of last week. However, Wednesday morning when I went to leave here to go to work, I happened to have found the box kind of squashed and it was empty, and all there was the box and the tissue paper laying out on the lawn. And so I had to reach out to Stampin' Up. Of course, after I had to go through the expense of getting a P.O. box because evidently around here where I live, there are sticky fingers and they don't know how to keep their hands off of things that are not addressed to them. So Stampin' Up had resent it out to me. I did get it, I believe it was yesterday, I think, or the day before. So this is the last day of April. So I'm aiming to try and get this done so it's done for April. Now going forward, for my kit in May and going forward, hopefully there'll be no issues and I get it sooner rather than later, and I can do the video a lot earlier and not at the end of the month. So again, this is the Inked Occasions kit. You can see the designs of the envelopes and the card bases kind of have this colorful alcohol ink look to it. So we're going to get to the projects shortly. There are three different cards, so I pulled out the bits and pieces and put it in the envelopes just to save some time because I didn't do that at the very on the first one that I did. So a little bit of housekeeping that I want to make mention of. So I want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek on what is coming up in the next couple of months. So for where's my paper? Okay. So for the May kit, the I can't talk, guys. The subscription period for the May kit will end on May 10th. On May 11th, the kits will process, the payments will process for the kits. And then again, within a day or two after that, the kits will start shipping. So the one for May is called Mountain Majesties. Create Father's Day cards with layered mountains and landscapes. It makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. There's pre-cut vellum and paper pieces. There are watercolor card bases and coordinating envelopes. The coordinating colors are basic black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, which is also the classic ink spot that's in the kit, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. Then in June, that kit, this is the Full of Charm kit, and then the subscription period for this will open up on May 11th and it'll run through June 10th. This one again is called Full of Charm. Send your loved ones elevated cards with heartfelt sentiments. It makes 9 cards through each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes. Envelopes and card bases with decorative gold foil. There's pre-cut paper pieces and unique sentiment labels. The coordinating colors in this kit are Berry Burst, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, which is also the classic Stampin' Spot, and a new in color called Timid Tiger. So that's that orange color that you see here. So again, it's a new in color. Now, they mentioned that this is going to coordinate with the Floral Charm Suite collection. Now, I don't believe it's in the new annual catalog. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it in the catalog. So, this is probably going to be an upcoming online exclusive item. And I don't think it's available yet. I wasn't able to bring it up earlier, so it's forthcoming. It'll probably come out closer to when this kit comes out. And so that's the sneak peek for the May and the June kits. Now again, Stampin' Up is doing what they did last year. They have the optional coordinating add-on. This is only available if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. The item number for this is 166238. It is $12 here in the United States. Now, Paper Pumpkin is only available in North America, so for the United States and for Canada. This is the Hugs a Bloom dies. So for May, the coordinating die is going to be this label, the stitched label. So I got the dies right here. And then, well, let's start off with April. April is the script Hugs. This is the same script as the Hugs that's going to be in these cards that, in one of the cards that we're going to make with this particular kit. Then in May, you have this stitched label here. And then in June, there's this detailed flower along with this cluster of leaves as well. So again, you do need to be a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin to get these add-on dies. And these are while supplies last. Now, I will say that the January, February, and March kit, they did have, there were dies that coordinated with those 3 kits. And for some reason, those dies sold out very, very quickly. There's still a few of the sets of dies from last year that are in the online store under Paper Pumpkin. And again, you do need to be a subscriber in order to get those. So there are those coordinating dies. Now, something that is not really Paper Pumpkin, but I just want to kind of bring to your attention. We still have the last chance products. These are products that are retiring, whether it's from our current annual catalog, our January to April mini catalog, and also items that were in our online exclusives as well. So the last chance products, they are out there while supplies last. There are some things already that are gone, but there are also plenty of other things that are still available. My understanding is that every 2 months, Stampin' Up! Is going to update the last chance products, so there'll be more items that are added. And again, once these items sell out, then they're gone. I will mention that if there is a bundle that is on the last chance product. Now again, when you go to the online store, you'll know what items are last chance because there'll be like this little pink box that will say last chance on it. Now, if there is a bundle, like a stamp and die bundle, those are not going to be discounted any more than the 10% that they already have on them. So take a look at the components to that. Look at the stamp set alone and the set of dies because there are some out there where they actually mark down the price on both the stamp set and the set of dies. So if you order those separately, you will get a better price as if you had gotten it at that 10% bundle price. So be mindful for that when you're looking out there. Another thing that we had just found out about, and I'm mentioning it here, and I'll also be mentioning it when I do my Friday Night Live. So recently, Stampin' Up! Had changed their Stampin' Rewards. In the past, for the longest amount of time, you started earning Stampin' Rewards at $150, and this is before tax and shipping. So at 150, you got 10%, which turned out to be, which equated to be, I can't talk, wow, to like $15 in rewards. So these are, you can use towards anything that was in the online store. So Stampin' Up! Changed it where now it was a lot easier for more people to be able to earn some rewards with their purchases. So starting at $20, again before tax and shipping, and this is in the US, you will earn 10% in Stampin' Rewards. So a $20 order would equate to $2. So when you check out, those rewards, you would not redeem them on that order. You would redeem it either on the next order or any of your other future orders. You can let them accumulate. They won't expire until a year. So when you do go to redeem them, it'll always redeem the ones that you had earned earlier on. So on, I don't know if it's May 2nd or 3rd. I think it may be the 2nd. I'm not 100% sure. It's National Scrapbooking Day. So this is what Stampin' Up! Is doing to celebrate it. Now, the rewards, it's not just towards items that are just strictly like for scrapbooking. It's on everything. Um, we do earn rewards when we subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. However, if you already are a current subscriber, the two times award rewards would not apply to those that are already subscribed. For new subscribers, yes. So again, only on May 2nd and 3rd, so Friday and Saturday, when you place your order, instead of 10% of what the product price is in your order, it's going to be two times. So it'll be 20% rather than 10. So I'll mention this again when I do my Friday Night Live. That's when it's going to start. And since I don't do my Friday Night Live until like 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I want to at least give you a heads up about this so you can take advantage of it if you would like. Okay, so let's get to creating the projects in this kit before YouTube decides to do something and mess up my video again, because I don't want to do this again. Okay, so this is the inked occasions stamp paper pumpkin kit. This is for April 2025. Now again, I already pulled stuff out. So in this set, you're going to have a berry burst ink spot, but I am going to bring in my full-size ink pad to work on my projects. I will keep this little ink spot for whether if I'm traveling, or I can give it as a gift if I want to. There's also this color brochure. It does give you a picture of what the finished projects look like. It also has step-by-step instructions. So rather than have wording and instructing you what to do, it has pictures and showing you where you would stamp your images, and as far as like the pieces that you would put on here. If it's dimensionals, you have like these little white hexagons. If it was glue dots, there'll be like little round gray dots on it. And then it'll break it down like each of the card. It'll show you all the bits and pieces that you would need for it. Also on these brochures, there is a ruler on the side there. If there was ribbon or if there was twine included in the kit, then you got that handy ruler to measure that. And then on the back, it'll show you all the individual pieces that are part of the kit. It shows that add-on, the Hugs, is the Hugs of Bloom? hold on a second. Yes, Hugs a Bloom dies. And then there is a QR code that will be a video showing how they assembled like all of these cards in this kit. So there's also a printout of the stamp set. So there's a thinking of you, congratulations, hugs, you are amazing, I'm here for you, sending my love on your retirement to the happy couple. And then there's one stamp that has two butterflies on it, and then there's a single one with a butterfly on it. So these are the cards I had put together when I recorded the video the first time. So here I am doing it again with you. So that's all the pieces. I only pulled out what I needed. All the extras are in there. So let me move that out of the way and we'll get our little brochure here. And let's go ahead and do card number 1. So again, I have everything in this envelope. I've already taken the card base and I had folded and burnished it. And you can see that there is a pattern. The pattern's on both the front and the back of it. So on my card front, it shows that I'm going to be stamping these little butterflies on the front. So I'm going to bring in my ink. Okay, there's this double butterfly here. And I'm going to place these up here. And then the single one will go down right here. Okay, and then there's a little greeting piece here that we're going to stamp our greeting on. And we're going to use I'm here for you. So we'll ink that up and we'll stamp that down. Now, when you become a first-time subscriber with Paper Pumpkin, in your very first kit, you will get an acrylic block very similar to this. You want to hold on to that. You will use that, for your upcoming kits. I'm actually using the blocks that we have available in our catalog and in the online store. These are a little bit thicker, so I can handle these a little bit easier than the thinner blocks. And again, it comes with the little ink spot, but I just choose to use my full-size ink pad. What's nice about Paper Pumpkin that it's perfect for beginner card makers. It gives you everything that you need. The only other things you may need are like a pair of scissors. If you'd like to get a nice crease on your when you fold your card, we have a bone folder. And then for either the little dimensionals or if there were like say embellishments or something, this is a great tool to pick those up. So just a couple of tools, and basically usually the adhesive and all is included in the kit. So it's perfect, if you're a beginner, you don't have like, a large stash of supplies and all that. And it's great even, if you're an experienced crafter, it's great if you want to take some crafting on the go. So everything is already there and done for you. So that's what makes it nice about Paper Pumpkin. Also, there is really no commitment to it. Say if you subscribe for the May kit, and then you find, okay, well, really isn't for me, or maybe you don't care so much for the following kit. You can either unsubscribe to it, there's no penalty at all, or you can pause the kit and then it will automatically pick back up the following month. Whether you want to increase the count of the amount of kits that you want, or if you want to cancel or if you want to pause, you just have to remember you have to do it by the 10th of each month for that particular kit. Okay, so I had placed some of these mini dimensionals on my little tag, and then on my word I placed two of the full-size ones, and now one of them I'm going to cut in half, and I'm going to try and do this without cutting my finger. I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. I find that it makes it easier to handle these mini dimensionals. And then I am going to, first I think I'm going to take this out of the way. And I'm going to add this half up here on this upper part of the H. And then the other piece that's stuck to my scissors will go right over here on this side of the hugs. All right, so let me bring in my card. We'll remove these backings. So these cards do go together fairly quickly. The stamping is very minimal. But I think, you know, the print and the colors and all that on these cards just really make this card like a wow card. All right, so I want to make sure my card base is straight here. And I want to place my hugs right there. And then get my little greeting, I'm here for you. And I'm going to place that right down here like so. Okay, so there is the first card, and we got our coordinating envelope. So we'll set that aside. Now let's bring in the pieces for our second card. Okay. So this card's going to be a landscape card. And I'll get my bone folder and we'll burnish that. Okay, and then on this really pretty die cut of this greenery, we're going to flip this over. We're going to add some mini dimensionals to this. Now this one doesn't have any glue dots to it. It's just a few dimensionals. And they do show you where you place them here on the chart. So you can see where they have placed them. So we have 4 of them down here on the bottom. Like so, and then we have one in the centers of these 3 flowers. Okay, and we'll set that aside. And then I'll bring in my piercing mat again. And so there is like a word bubble die cut in there. And we're going to bring in the stamp that says thinking of you. And I got my ink. And we'll ink this up. And this will line up perfectly right into our die cut. Okay, and we'll set that aside. And then we don't need another little die cut for any other greeting, but we'll bring in our card base because we will be adding some of the butterflies on our card base. So what I'm going to do is I want to place this right here. I'm not going to glue it down quite yet. I'm going to bring in my butterflies. I'm doing this so I can see exactly where I'm going to stamp these. So I'm going to take these 2. We'll stamp it right there. And we got our little one here, our single one. And we'll put that one right there. Okay, so now we'll close up our ink. Okay, and we'll take off these backings. Okay, and then we'll place this down. So the bottom of this is going to line up with the base of our card. Like so. And it's not lined up. Okay. Okay, and then we'll press this all down. And then on the thinking, okay, I'll bring in my dimensionals. And actually I see where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to actually take the dimensionals and I'm going to put it on this piece here. We'll put one right there. Now in the diagram they do show you where to put it on the back of the greeting piece. Okay, and then let's make sure this is straight. And I will place this down just like so. And there is the second card. So really quick, but it's got a whole lot of wow to it. Okay, so there is our second card. So now let's bring in the stuff for our third one. And there's our third one right there. Okay, so we got our envelope. And we have our little bits and pieces. Okay, so then this card is going to be a horizontal card as well. And we are going to, let's see, I'm going to take this gold greenery piece and we're going to add one dimensional to the back of that, right into the center of it. Okay, and then I will place this down here like so. Just put down like that. And then I am going to bring in my Pierce mat. Oh, actually, we need to stamp our little butterflies on that first. So let's open up our ink pad. And we'll take our double butterflies. And we'll do them. Let me see. We'll do them right. Do them right over here. And then let's get our single one. And that'll go up here. All right, now we'll set that aside. And this one has a word bubble on it as well. So this one we want our stamp that says congratulations. And that will fit perfectly within this die cut piece here. So there's our congratulations. And then on our little sentiment strip here, we have a stamp that says you are amazing. So ink that up. Stamp that right in the middle. Okay, so that's all our stamping. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Okay, let's bring in our card. So we're going to take our dimensionals, and I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and I'm going to add one on either end, and then I'm going to add another one like right about here, because this part is already lifted up. I don't want to add a dimensional on the back of this greeting that's going to lay on top of that, because it's just going to add more lift to it. So I'm only adding these dimensionals on either end of my greeting, because this is going to go right over. That's going to go right over the top of that centerpiece. And then for our little greeting here, we're going to add a dimensional on either end. Well, the one thing about redoing this, the video is actually shorter than what it was the first time around. Okay, and then we'll put this "You Are Amazing" right down there. And then there is our third card. So you have that really pretty alcohol ink look to it, along with some of that gold. So very pretty cards. So let me bring in the projects that we had done out of this kit. So the first one we did is this hugs card. And then we had this one with this really pretty colorful die cut piece. And again, we got the stamps with that bubble word die cut. So that was our second one. And then of course, here's our third one, our congratulations. So I hope you like the projects that were in this kit. I think they're really awesome. There will be refills. My understanding is there will be refills for this kit. However, I did read somewhere that Stampin' Up! Said that it was going to take a little bit to get them. That they'll be available sometime in May. Uh, a couple other things, again, I want to just remind you really quickly, again, that this sale, well, it's not really a sale, it's a National Scrapbooking Day promotion where you can get 2 times the Stampin' Rewards when you order on May 2nd and 3rd only. Again, I will be going live on this channel with my Friday Night Live on May 2nd, but I want to give you a heads up because I won't be going live until the evening hours, and this sale would have, promotion would have already started that morning. So what's coming up? Well, first, if you like the projects that I have done, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little notification bell. That will let you know when I post any pre-recorded content like this, or when I also go live. So what do I have coming up? So this is being done on April 30th, the last day of the month. I don't mean it to be done that late in the month. It's just lately I've been getting my paper pumpkin kits later rather than sooner. Like for example, this one, it was delivered last week. However, where I live, there are sticky fingers, and Wednesday morning when I left for work, I found an open crushed paper pumpkin box, and it only had the tissue paper. Everything else in it was gone. So I had to have Stampin' Up! Resend it again, but this time I had to open up a P.O. box because I just can't trust having any mail put outside my door, especially when I'm not here. So normally this will be around the middle of the month, or about 3/4 of the way into the month. So for the first of each month, I do a monthly Christmas card inspiration. Since I had to redo this, it's nighttime, it's a little late. I don't know if I'm going to get 2 videos in because the first also falls on a Thursday, so I have a throwback Thursday as well. So for my monthly Christmas card inspiration, let me show you what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to bring in two stamp sets. Now the Fragrant Forest background stamp, I don't know if this is carrying over or not. Um, I'm not 100% sure, and I apologize for not knowing that. Another stamp set that I'm also going to use, I don't know if this was in our last holiday mini or the one before. This is called Joy to You, where it has these really large, big greetings in it. So the whole idea of my monthly Christmas card inspiration is to just give you some inspiration on doing some quick and easy duplicatable Christmas cards. This is if you would like to do your Christmas cards throughout the year rather than waiting till, like, after Thanksgiving when, you got so much other stuff going on. Um, Also, for my Throwback Thursday, I'm going to feature, this is the Pansy Petal Suite. So you have the stamp set and the coordinating set of dies. So you have dies that will cut out these images, but then you also have dies where you can build a pansy. There is the pansy, I believe this is Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. And then in this suite, there is also the Bumblebee trinkets. Now, we have these little bumblebee trinkets that are currently available. They're part of the Delightful Wishes suite of products, but they are much smaller than these are. They're similar, but they're just much, much smaller. So this is part of the suite. So we're going to be using all of this. And then on Friday, I will be going live, and for that live, whew, it's warm in here, guys. Very warm. So for that, hold on. I got way too much in my hands here. So I'll be featuring the Everyday You and Me. So there is a bundle, and then there's this designer series paper. A lot of the colors in here are like Lost Lagoon and Wild Wheat. This was part of the scrapbooking brochure for January. So the greetings in the stamp set, they are larger than what you would see for your card making, but you can still use them. There's some really large flowers in here. So I will be doing this on my Friday night live. I go live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on the channel. When I do my live, we have a nice size, a group of ladies that join me. There's a lot of interaction with each other. At the end of my live, I do a card giveaway. So I give away the 3 cards that I made that night. And then yeah, and I will tell you that one of the people that usually is in our live chat box, she was actually visiting, and so I'm filming this on a Wednesday night. She'll be going back home early tomorrow morning, but she will be right here with us on Friday night. But if you want to meet her, this past Saturday, we did a Saturday Night Live video where basically she was my guest stamper. So I had created the sample projects, and then she had stamped and put the cards together. So it was a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of laughs. So I hope that you would be able to join us. And if you can't join us live, there will always be the replay. So with that, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. And again, I'll have all the details and the info in the description of the video. Also, if you are in the United States, if you're not working with another demonstrator or you have ordered with another demonstrator and you would like a paper copy of the new annual catalog, which I I just so happen to have one right here. So if you would like a paper copy of this, my email will be in the description. Just send me an email. Let me know that you would like this catalog. Please include your full name and mailing address, and I will get one sent out to you. Also, I do have a monthly newsletter. Typically, I would send that out on the first Tuesday of the month. That's when we find out what the new kits that Stampin' Up! Is going to have in the kits collection. So every month they come out with 2 or 3 new kits. Unfortunately, I'm going to try and get this newsletter out on the first, only because that special promotion uh, for the National Scrapbooking Day, the 2 times the rewards. I do want to give people a heads up about that. So that is something that I'm going to be working on tomorrow and try and get that out. So if you would like to be on my newsletter list, the link is in the description for that too. What I do include in that newsletter, I have the whole video schedule of what I'm going to do for May. So all the products that I am going to use for my Throwback Thursdays, for my Friday Night Lives, the paper pumpkin kit, and what else? The monthly Christmas card inspiration. I put all of that in there. So again, if you would like to be on the subscription list, again, the link will be in the description. So everyone, I am going to let you go now. I have some work to do on my monthly Christmas card inspiration and my Throwback Thursday, and then I got to start working on what my projects are going to be for my Friday Night Live. So everyone, wherever you may be, if you're experiencing, some bad weather, I did hear some rain and thunder a little while ago, but sounds like it's let up. I'm not hearing anything. But if you're in the path of any storms, please be safe. And everyone, have a blessed one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.